Well, let's speak now to Samar Al-Hamdani, independent Yemen analyst. She's in Washington now. Good to talk to you. Thanks very much for your time. Suddenly, we have a major regional war. What are the politics of this, and where do you think it's going to end up?
Well, best case scenario, the strikes would stop and they would come together and come to a resolution. Of course, in the wake of these strikes and of what happened in the past week, it's very unlikely that that would happen. It seems that the Houthis on the ground are promising retaliation and are threatening to get back. And so it seems that this could be a long process. Tonight, the strike hit the capital, Sana'a. It also targeted other governorates, and it continues to target military bases in the governorates of Sana'a, Taiz, and its surroundings. Some people are stating that the attempt of this is to bring President Hadi back to Yemen, but on the ground, a lot of people are stating that they will not welcome him back. It's a very tense situation because if Saudi Arabia did not go ahead with this strike, the Houthis may have had control of Yemen, but the people on the ground would not have welcomed them. The Houthis are strong militarily, but they were not very popular on the ground. And so it seems that this situation occurred a little too quickly before exhausting all means of peaceful negotiations.
I suppose it's difficult to gauge Yemeni opinion, though, isn't it? It rather depends which citizens you talk to and where in Yemen they are.
Actually, the majority of the people in Yemen, I agree with you, first of all, that it's hard to do that, but Yemenis in general like to deal with their matters internally. They do not welcome Saudi nor Iranian participation in any of this. And so when the Houthis go out to the Iranians, the majority of the population is not happy with outside interference. Every time I talk to any Yemeni citizen, they can all agree that what they want from their government is to have something in place that would guarantee them water, electricity, some jobs, and decent lifestyle. That is all that they ask for. So there are some factions that are fighting politically on the ground, but the majority of the people are standing back. Specifically with these strikes taking place, the reports that I hear is whether they like the Houthis or not, they are very terrified of the strikes. Most of the strikes are happening during the night, and the skies are quite bright and the sounds are terrifying. So regardless of whether they like the Houthis or not, this is war on the ground, and it is scary for them.
Just briefly, if you can, but in terms of kind of geopolitics, you have this bizarre situation where in Yemen, the U.S. is helping in an attack on rebels backed by Iran, whereas in Iraq, around Tikrit, the U.S. is effectively fighting alongside Iran, helping the Shia militia that Iran supports against the jihadists of Islamic State.
Yeah, so these ironies continue to exist all over the Middle East. So for instance, the Houthis are now allied with former President Saleh. And so their strength is not in their militia, but rather in their dependency on the knowledge and expertise of the former President Saleh. Former President Saleh used to be a U.S. and Saudi ally for 30 years. And so it seems that now the tide has turned and the allies have changed their opinion. And so a lot of what's happening in Yemen is not really about sectarianism. It's really very, very political. The problem is with President Hadi out of the country and with a huge part of the military not following the orders of President Hadi, the only power on the ground is, in fact, that of the Houthis and former President Saleh. If the military sites and the military bases that are targeted, they're part of the national military bases for the country. If they are destroyed, that leaves the country without a military infrastructure, and it leaves the ground more open to militias, really. And Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula is really the only faction that would benefit the most from this. And now in Yemen, we have ISIS as of just last week. And so with these strikes, without a follow-up plan, without an agenda of what to do ahead, it could be very catastrophic.
Samar, thank you very much indeed. We'll have to leave it there for now. Many thanks.